Rich in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Tom, you have so many things you were talking about, but I want to talk about the first thing you were saying about corruption with the police departments across the country and about beatings. I'll tell you this, as a former cop in a big city back east, I know that as a cop, as a patrolman, that if somebody, quote-unquote, is a snitch or rat, what they do to them is, if you're in a very dangerous situation, they won't back you up. So you could have a man with a gun or something, and you're at a location, you put it over the air, nobody shows up. That's how they get back at them. It's a very dangerous thing. And it's not just patrolmen. I just want to talk about something really quick about a guy named Michael Dowd in New York City, who in Brooklyn was robbing drug dealers at gunpoint, taking the drugs and money and selling them out on Long Island. Every cop in the precinct knew this guy was dirty. The bosses knew he was dirty. Internal Affairs knew he was dirty. When it went up the chain of command, the New York City Police Department turned a blind eye to him. And they told every cop that worked with this guy, stay away from him, stay away from him. And eventually the feds came in and locked the guy up, and he did prison time. But it goes to show you that the corruption is not necessarily at the precinct level. It goes all the way up the ladder to the chiefs and everybody else. Everybody's involved in this, and
Rich,
it needs to stop.
Yeah, I agree. Rich, as a former New York City police officer, to what extent do you think this is the result of the essentially military hierarchical command and control structure of police departments, as opposed to a more collaborative or I hate to use the word business-like culture? We have about a half a minute here before the break.
Let me explain something to you, Tom. And this is something. I was a cop in the 80s and the 90s, okay?
Yeah.
And we did a lot of transactional analysis. A lot of the stuff, you go to a situation, you try to de-escalate it, okay?
Right.
I do not know, after 9/11, and this is one thing that frightens me as a former cop, is that after 9/11, this militarization of the police, the abandonment of the Fourth Amendment, the things that have gone on, really has changed the police department into more of a militaristic type of organization.
Right.
What they're teaching these police academies, Tom, I have no idea. But it seems to be very detrimental to the public at large, my friend.
Yeah. Okay. Rich, thanks a lot for the call. Thanks for the insight from a former cop himself. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to Sirius Satellite Radio. We'll be back.